We like to describe our report as a carefully edited collection of U.S. news headlines, papers across the country, summarized for you in one place. We do it here every day. Here's our top story. The dramatic Easter Sunday rescue of Captain Richard Phillips was front page news in almost every paper I looked at this morning. The rescue dominated in his home state in the Burlington Free Press. There was pure joy in Underhill, Vermont yesterday with word of the rescue. USA Today called the deadly shots from the Navy SEALs an Easter surprise, not just for Phillips, but for his Somali captors who were killed. The Boston Herald captures the reaction of a lot of Americans with the headline, "Don't mess with the U.S." The newspaper says it was a Hollywood happy ending for Phillips, and the New York Post played that angle too with the headline, "Yankees beat the Pirates." The Washington Post commented on the amazing marksmanship of the Navy SEALs. They were about 30 yards away, the targets on one bobbing boat, the snipers on another boat moving up and down. In Rome yesterday, Pope Benedict delivered his Easter message in St. Peter's Square, the piazza decorated with tulips, azaleas, apple blossoms, and other spring flowers. And I saw some fantastic photography on the front pages of papers from across the country this morning. Photos from sunrise Easter services. Here's Norwalk, Connecticut. Thousands were on the beach in Daytona Beach. In South Carolina, the Island Packet reports on another beachfront ceremony. And in Maryland, they were watching the sun, or S-O-N, as the headline says. They were watching the sunrise over the Elk River. It's time for these students to move on. Super seniors getting a message from college administrators, according to the San Jose Mercury News. The paper reveals that 1,500 students at San Jose State University have been calling themselves seniors for 3 years. There are 2 scholars who have held that upperclassman status for more than 15 years. 2 other college stories of note. Student credit card debt is at record levels. As reported in the Chicago Sun-Times, students are charging more of their educational expenses to plastic, and the New York Times says an Obama administration effort to boost scholarships for needy students has caught the attention of the private student lending industry, which is now looking to change this and asking for help from allies in Congress. Also on the front page of the New York Times, getting paid $80,000 a year for not coming to work. The big law firm Skadden Arps told employees it would like some of them to stay home for a year rather than lay them off or risk losing them. They've been offered $80,000 to take the year off. The Times says only in a financial world turned upside down would an arrangement like this one make sense. In the Arizona Republic today, banking has not been an easy business lately, but the Postal Service thinks it may be an opportunity. It's considering offering banking services, something that's common in European post offices. It is a fire sale on memories. The Chicago Tribune reports many hard-won collections of everything from comic books to Beanie Babies are showing up on eBay. Food news from the LA Times. A simple question: is pork red meat or white meat? Experts say it fits best with the definition of red meat because it comes from a mammal, but the bigger concern for nutritionists is whether the meat is lean, and pork lies somewhere in the middle on that spectrum. In the Gatecrasher gossip column in the New York Daily News, who wouldn't want to spend time with Chris Brown? After the Rihanna incident, he's reportedly gotten together with an ex-girlfriend named Erica Jack. Top dog in the White House, says the Lexington Herald leader, and many other newspapers have had a lot of news on the weekend, finally making good on an important campaign promise to his daughters. The president welcomed Bo, a Portuguese water dog. The Chicago Tribune says the first pooch will formally be introduced tomorrow. The Tribune story wonders how animal activists will react to Obama's decision not to adopt from a shelter. And the Washington Post reports the Ritz-Carlton has offered to build Bo a doghouse that would be shaped like the White House. There may be enough dogs in Washington, but now, according to the Charlotte Observer, there are too many kangaroos in the Australian capital. The paper says the problem is so bad the marsupials can be seen hopping across the roof of the Parliament building. Finally, I had an embarrassingly bad parallel parking moment on Friday night. Apparently, I should check out the New York Auto Show. Ford demonstrating an active park assist system. We've got the video on the Pat's Papers website. The system takes control of the steering wheel and helps guide you into a parking spot you might not be able to squeeze into on your own. We do this every day, and each morning we send out our email. It's a list of our favorite stories delivered straight to your email inbox. You can subscribe at patspapers.com. That's also where you'll find the links to all the stories I've talked about today.